Well, folks, today Anthropic's just released Opus 4.8. Are you surprised, Ron?
I'm actually very surprised. I can't believe it's been a month and a half since
Oh,
4.7 was released.
actually, it's been faster. So this is like 40% faster than the last release.
Yeah.
So they are really rushing things.
Uh-huh.
And one of our biggest questions is Opus 4.8 like better than 4.6? Is it better than 4.7? You know, there's a lot of questions because 4.7 was very disappointing, and we're one of the only channels that pointed this out. Well, not all the only channels, but we're very honest in our first initial review to point out that 4.7 was not very good, despite Anthropic saying it's one of the groundbreaking best things since sliced bread. We Our internal tests, and this was later confirmed by a lot of developers, that 4.7 was pretty much trash.
Yeah.
Right. So today we are gonna do our complete tests on 4.8 and tell you guys if it is worth the hype or not.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
There's a lot. We actually built quite a lot for this. We actually built a series of tests. And you're gonna play a few fun games.
Our usual tests.
Our usual tests, games, 3D worlds, monitors, generations, like everything. We threw everything at it. This cost me literally all my
How much?
Cloud credit. In fact, I actually got banned from this. Okay, I went so far, like I went with so many sub agents. I triggered the suspicious activity on Opus. So, anyways, I hope this is worth it, guys. To show you what it's about. So let's get started. Okay. Starting off, okay, let's just take a look at the model card first. I think this time when I actually read through Opus 4.8's announcement, they seem to downplay things a lot.
How so?
Well, last time they kept like hyping themselves up, saying they're really, really good. Here they focused on, honesty. Like, where's like honesty?
Yeah. I think they know, they know that people are not happy with Opus 4.7, so they have to tune their language.
They tuned the language a lot.
Yes.
They were humble pied. And rightfully so. So last time, even though 4.7 has scored very high on agentic coding, so SWE Bench Pro 46%, it's meant to score higher than GPT-5.5, right? But the actual result was that it performed horrifically. In fact, to a point where I actually and a lot of developers migrated away from Opus 4.7 to 5.5.
Yeah, especially on codecs.
Yes,
that's the go-to.
People just moved over. Right. Like you just see Opus fade from view. ChatGPT 5.5 was released. It really beat out real world performance. Opus real world performance. So that's why we're not just gonna look at these test figures. And one of the reasons why GPT was also 5.5 was also so good was because on agentic coding, it scored very, very high, so it's good at following tasks. Yeah. Right. So
still lacking behind. Like 4.8 at 74.6%.
Yes.
GPT 5.5 at 78.
So I'm glad they didn't hide that. They're humble here. They're like, oh, you know what? We still not so good on agentic. So they were very, very much here hiding things. There are two kind of highlights that they want to see, and I did actually see this. So one of the highlights for 4.8 is honesty. So they realized that Opus 4.7 tended to lie quite a lot. Right. So now they're like, you know what? Misalignment behavior. It seems to be 4 times more honest. And in fact, user benchmarks have actually said it's almost 5 times more honest. So here, it's their marketing team really underplaying things. They want to undersell and over deliver now. Finally.
I think they're like, output may still be trash. Let's just at least slap it on saying it's honest.
It's honest. It's honest. It is honest. But the outputs were actually pretty okay. So I'll show you this. So this is what I did. So this is slapped on top. This is actually quite interesting. I took the old Kimi project on all the prompts that we ran with Kimi. I used a single prompt in Opus to just redo all of these test projects with Opus 4.6. So the same prompts, but just do it with Opus 4.6.
8.
Oh, sorry, 4.8. Hey, sorry, Opus 4.6 in my mind is still the best. Okay, 4.8 now.
Yeah.
Okay, time's moved on. All right, so we'll test with this first. This is the most impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll show you the most impressive
Okay.
first.
Ooh.
Oh, you can already tell
Hey, the color
it's got
already
flair.
there.
And look at that. Look, that single prompt game, futuristic, and effects. Look at that. You got a secondary fire that works.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Right click.
Yeah, you get right click that works.
It's like
If you hold the button, it fires a super bolt. Hey, and it's got heat management that shows
That's
up.
the one that I did for DeepSeek V4 Pro.
Yeah, so it's like, did it outperform the DeepSeek one in your mind?
Most certainly, but I
Yeah.
think the physics effect is still lacking behind. You don't see the screen shake like
You see
a little bit. But remember the Quen 3.7 Max one? That one was like boom, boom. It's like a lot of dopamine hits.
It's over the top, right?
Yeah.
Right. So we got this, and I just compare it a little bit with Kimi. This is where we started off with Kimi on this one. So let me just throw that up. By the way, this is all available. Put the link down below. This is all publicly available if you guys want to try. But this is the one that we saw in Kimi, right? And it's like, the effects, it wasn't as flashy. It didn't have as many effects, and these are like single prompt games. So I'm very impressed at the current state of everything here. It's definitely not a complete indication, but it does give a strong start for Opus here. So finally making a game that works and no bugs, right? I do want to compare it with the other dark horse here, which is GPT 5.5. GPT 5.5 also did a really good job. Just look at the graphics on
this one is unique. Never seen this sort of layout before.
Yeah. See, GPT. So I would say, they're very, very, very close. I just try playing for what. So this is 5.5. It has a different flair to it.
It's very slow, the movement.
Yes. The tuning is a little bit different, right? But and it's more like it's more liquidy. Like, did you feel it that the effects are more liquidy?
Liquidy, yeah.
Yeah, but it's got a different flair to it, I would say. So I wouldn't rate any of these games in particular better than each other, but I would say, like, at this current point, they both can generate very good games with just a single prompt, which is the futuristic space shooter with physics-based movement, particle effects, combo system, and wave-based enemy spawning. So completed a task. What's interesting here is that Opus 4.8, when it comes to making this Chinese building, fancy, right? 3D, so it fully understands 3D. It has the same problem as a lot of other models, which is the roof.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, it builds the columns, it tries to build a roof, but the roof doesn't go on top. It's just missing that top. It's like the roof it's just missing that one bit.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think this is quite indicative as well. It's just like the programming, just a slight error that you have to tune. Like, I always, said, for some reason, like, all the models that we tried when we were building this, tended to have this. Like, Kimi had this problem. Apart from, Kimi also had this problem. And you can see that Kimi's very similar, but I feel like Opus has more flair to it. Right? Similar idea. This is Kimi's homework. This is Opus's homework. Opus just has more flair to it, but the roof was still not attached.
It's technically a roof, but if it rains, you're gonna.
The roof is on the floor. Okay, let's be honest here. The roof is on the floor.
So far, the Quen 3.7 Max one was able to make the roof for me.
Yes,
we did a video about that. You can check that out.
Yeah, and I think GPT has more flair here, but they're missing the columns. So it's got the roof, but the beams are like.
Why is it levitating?
It's levitating, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's very interesting that comparison between GPT. I actually find GPT has more flair now, and Opus seems to be the boring one, which is like the opposite of old Opus. We have Voxel World as well, 3D world game, Minecraft clone.
Oh, this is 4.8.
This is 4.8.
Okay.
And like the performance is actually not bad.
Yeah.
3D performance is not bad. You can drop the blocks here. At least you can drop blocks here. Pretty. Not terrible for our first game, especially as 3D game. It's actually not bad. Compare that with GPT's homework. Let's see. I'm just gonna try to go through these because there's a lot to compare, really. Just like because we actually did quite a lot here. Let's see, Voxel World here. But I do
Ooh.
like UI from GPT a little bit more.
Yeah, look at this. It's more similar.
It's more similar, but it's more refined.
Yeah.
Movement's a little bit weird. You can just try the movement here.
Okay.
Movement's a little bit like
Oh yeah.
wonky.
It's fixed. Like I can't move right
Yeah.
or left, just forward.
Yeah.
Wait, huh?
It's weird. It's
Yeah.
very strange. The movement's very strange.
Yeah.
But something I find with GPT is that GPT tends to have more flair in whatever it does.
Yeah.
The most indicative is Pelican riding a bike. This
Okay.
is GPT's one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like this is like this is GPT, and I'll show you Opus's work. So I feel like they made Opus boring now. Like,
But there's definitely a Pelican.
there's definitely a Pelican riding a bike. All right.
Mhm.
Like the bike is moving. The it's not in line with the foot. That's
Mhm.
fine. I think none of them can actually do it. That's also okay. But like GPT has more flair. It's like it used to be the boring one in the room, but I think you know,
Yeah.
Opus is now more boring, and I think it just depends on how you want it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if your vibe is
A lot of flair.
a lot of flair, then GPT 5.5 is you. So that's kind of feels like what it's going for here. The other things, both there wasn't too much to show. Like the Kanban board actually worked for GPT, and I think like this one, all the models seems to be flying colors. Anything work related, it seems to be flying colors. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Crypto intelligence board, also it just works somehow. And call it orbital.
This one's not bad. It's live data, right? Yeah, it is.
Live data.
Can we click into Bitcoin? Yeah. So this is usually the trickiest part where you can click into it and then it shows you expanded details. This one's not bad.
Not bad, right?
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. Single prompt as well. So I have no idea how I retrieve the data. We can actually ask it in a sec. But that was the problem from CoinJacko.
Yeah.
Okay. And the World Monitor was a little bit weird. World Monitor is just like the crypto monitor, so I won't show you guys too much. But World Monitor is always broken. So that's kind of it for the preliminary tests we ran. The experience with it was pretty good. I just want to say that I did the same prompt. So I gave it Kimi's homework and I said, okay, do your own homework and link it up. And Opus did actually manage to do this quite successfully. It was actually quite vocal about like how I wanted to position the buttons, which is good. And it asked me quite a few questions. It was kind of funny because I did this for GPT and I tried to charge into it, but GPT actually copied Kimi's homework at first. So I finished the task in like literally 3 minutes because it just copied everything over.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's indicative of anything, but it does seem that Opus is actually more honest now than before. I don't want to too hype much on Opus 4.8. I think, like yet again, this channel, we're not paid by any of these companies, right? So we can be as honest as we can. And we were the first ones to point out that Opus 4.7 was terrible. And we're very solid, we're still in that. We actually migrated away from Opus.
Yeah.
Now that Opus 4.8 is out, we're gonna continue our honesty and say, hey, it's honestly not that bad.
Because I think there's still this question, lurking behind all of our heads is until they release Mythos, I'll just keep assuming that every Opus line release that they make is not going to be as good as back in the Opus 4.6 glory days. And even what about the deal with XAI?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that playing into this?
Exactly. So right now they do have the deal with XAI, and one of the reasons why they're probably performing so well was they were bound by computational power, and because computational power was so limited, they couldn't give us the full glory of what Opus could be.
Yeah,
right. They kind of diluted it with. They cut it, it's like a drink, They made a really nice drink, but they cut it with 90% water. You're not gonna
there's no sugar.
There's no sugar. You're not gonna feel it. So now they have $1 billion deal with SpaceX. It's actually now tuned to 6 months.
Yeah.
So they're gonna lease servers from SpaceX, and this is one of the key reasons of why Opus can perform so well.
Okay, so we assume in the next 6 months, Opus will be
decent.
But man, Opus 4.6 in its glory days was really, really good. Right?
This is good. I actually tested today, and I felt for after burning through all my tokens. I felt at least it was worth it.
Okay.
The cost also is now reduced because not just because of the honesty factor, but it doesn't waffle as much, which is like it removes like a lot of the problems that 4.7 has.
Yeah.
So I think it's very worthwhile for you guys to try it out. I did burn through most of my credits today before making this video on all these side projects, so you guys know. But my general testing through it was that it was very responsive, and it seemed to be better, I would say, than glory days of 4.6.
Yeah. I'd say one more takeaway, maybe why it's smoother for you, is because they calibrate the response length to how complex the task is. So they don't have a fixed verbosity. I think that's a very underrated feature for most of these models. If they have a fixed verbosity, you ask them a simple question, then they give you a whole, research paper, and that's not token efficient, right? So I think that's why, right?
That's
4.8 is not bad.
Not bad. Also, if you guys are on their plan, they actually reset the usage limits for everyone to stress test it out.
Yeah.
But my suggestion for you guys is that if you are trying out any of the benchmarks or you're doing anything very intense and you're using agent teams and you're maxing out and you're using their new dynamic workflow feature, try not to overblow it so much to cause your account to be banned, because that's what happened to me. I'm submitting the ticket. The reason why was it because it deployed multiple agents to go through a tough amount of work, and I pretty much burned through, from what I saw, was like 80%, 90% of my tokens allocated for that 5-hour limit within like 30 minutes. So just be a little bit careful when you guys are testing, guys. So with that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I do say it's worth trying. Like I do say it's back. Now that we have both plans, like our company also signed up for quite a heavy GPT plan. I think they're very, very comparable. If you actually look at the games that they produce, the UI they produce, I would say that GPT excels a little bit more on understanding UI, and Opus is just solid all around. So yeah, with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let's get this out as fast as possible. I'll see you guys soon in the next one. Peace.
Shining out.